What is up, YouTube? Welcome to Major Trades. Today is June 2nd, 2026. Just wanted to hop in here after the close of the trading day today and kind of give a breakdown of where we're at currently, what the market looks like, and so forth. So currently the semis, the AI trade, quantum, all that stuff is still really hot. So we actually entered a couple trades today. We're still holding arms. So we originally played this one through this breakout 40 shares. I actually took off half yesterday because it was kind of looking like a kind of blow off high. So we're still long 20 shares, up about a little over 3K on those shares still. So that trade's still holding. We're going to see if we can maybe get some kind of parabolic move on this thing. It's still holding up really nice. You kind of get not quite an inside day on today, but where you kind of gapped up on that previous day. We're still holding, no reason to sell yet. You could move this stop up if you want to lock in profit, but this one is a clear mover, and it's kind of leading the race here. So still in on ARM. We're looking at hood here, put in a nice inside day today. You have this push up on high volume, then you get one inside day, a second inside day. I know a couple traders enter this one on today. It's tough with the overhead with the whole crypto space being weak. That saying, I actually did end up entering Circle. So this was one we broke down for a breakout brief in one of our previous episodes. This one I kind of took early, and we'll see how it plays out. It just was shaping up really nice on the intraday, and the way it was trading, it just got me interested. And so I went ahead and took a starter position, and I'm able to play this thing really tight. So we should probably we're pretty much break even. We're down $100. But I took this thing kind of off these lows here, and I just to stop below that day's low and hopefully see this thing turn around, tighten up, and then break out. Again, the true play on this one is more if you're playing the breakout, it's over that 117, 118 level, that pivot high there. But we went ahead and took it early. We'll see how this thing shapes up. If not, we're out for a couple $100 loss. But if this thing can turn around and get moving, we got a nice entry, and we can always add more to that breakout point there. So that's kind of Circle. That was when we entered today. DOCN was one we entered yesterday, I believe, and on this breakout here of this candle. And today we just kind of put in another short green day, up $500. So hopefully we can see this thing get some legs. But this one was again in the AI space, previous strong mover. You get kind of a high tight flag here. You gap up off earnings. You got a volume contraction into the breakout here, and this one is, like I said, in its leading sector, DigitalOcean. This is also an all-time high. So if you look at the longer-term chart, you gapped up over that previous all-time high, and then you're flagging at the highs there, and so it allows us to get a nice tight stop and a nice good entry on this one. So we're risking a couple $100 and hopefully make a couple thousand. So that's kind of how I like to play my plays. And then what else do we get in today? Qualcomm looks hot. We didn't take this one. I still want to see this thing kind of tighten up more, but you're at all-time highs. NBIS we took yesterday through this 236 level on the breakout. You had a little pullback today, but it's still strong. This one is actually kind of a leader of the group. A recent IPO, this thing based out, broke out, broke out again, and you're still getting continuation play. I took really small size on this one because I missed the true breakout of this high. I wish I was paying attention closer to this one, but I just totally missed it. But yeah, this one we're up a couple $100. And what else do we take? We took another super small position in Rigetti, RGTI. This one, like I said, quantum's starting to heat back up again. So this one is breaking over this previous base. You're getting this thing starting to coil up here at this 2850 level, knocking on the door. You get a volume contraction. So I went ahead and took this thing a little bit early. Like I said, a real small position. If this thing can tighten up even more, we'll probably add more to this one. But that is all for the trades we're currently holding. We have a lot of other names in the sectors that are still hot. I'm going to pull up the Flex is one that ripped, gap up over the highs. Band, again, same thing, gap and rip, gap and go. Hut, another flyer. RVMD was one we were looking at, but it's just not hot. I don't think, this one's in the medical field, just not a hot sector, and you get a failed breakout here. STRL kind of setting up at highs, see if you can get tighter there, possible entry on that one. AMBQ, another gapper and run, not really a setup right now. AAON is one we're watching. This one is actually in the, if I recall correctly, they do like thermal cooling and whatnot, so kind of related to the AI trade, all these data centers that are getting built out AAON is likely to benefit from that. So this one, you're getting a gap into all-time high and you're starting to tighten up here. Again, it's not too fast of a mover, but it could see a nice little rip there off the highs. D-Dog, this is one I'm mad I missed. Again, gap into all-time highs. It's in the sector, and then you just get put in these higher, and then you rip. iNod, also kind of watching that one. No play yet. Twilio was one that I missed this one as well. There's just so much going on in the market right now. It's hard to keep up, but it's tough to stay alert with all these stocks, and so you just kind of have to focus on the ones you're in and try and stick with the best ones. But Twilio was one I had obviously drawn this out and saw it was coming, and then you get a gap up on earnings. This thing kind of coils back, and then a rip yesterday, and then an inside day today. CoreWeave is one in the sector, recent IPO. We're kind of watching this one, see if it can shape up. CIFR is one that's pushing highs. Doesn't look great to me. I'm probably not going to trade that. SKM, didn't really see this one. I just saw a call out and I went ahead and added to my watch list, see if this thing can set up again. But you get a nice tight higher rip and then tighten up and rip again. PingG rip today big time. And UMAC was one we also added to the watch list, where you're getting a breakout and you're gapping into highs. But that's pretty much all for today. Again, we're watching the whole AI trade. That's a hot sector. Quantum is starting to heat back up again, so we're going to be keeping those stocks on watch. But the market is hot. I always say, strike when the iron is hot. You got to know when to be fully invested and when to allocate your capital, and now is time. So I am pretty much fully invested when it comes to my trading. We are trying to make sure that we're able to capitalize on these moves when they happen, because market's not always going to be hot. And when the market is there to support these names running, you want to be invested and you want to be making money with them. So breakouts are working, pullbacks are working, so you want to be in the market making money. That's pretty much all for today. Just wanted to give a quick update, but thank you for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos. Thanks.